Hey everybody, Jake here and welcome to the hobby. We are back with another viewer question video. We got a ton of questions submitted by viewers. So let's go over some of these and hopefully this will give you guys some inspiration for your own personal collection, and maybe, who knows, you'll see your question or a very similar question that you had on this video. So we got a lot to cover. Let's get started right away. First up, we got Meg Dela Cruz, who says, I've been eyeing the Marnie collection box. I believe retail was around like $40, but resellers in my area have it for around $90 to $100. Should I go for it or wait for the prices to drop? Unless there's an immediate reprint, and there might be. It is a fairly newer product. It came out last year, so who knows, maybe it'll get reprinted somewhere in the near future. That is always an available option. If you don't want to take the risk, you can pick it up sealed right now. The Marnie Premium Collection does come with some really cool cards, including the Marnie Full Art card, which currently goes for around $30 to $40 in mint condition. You might be able to find it a little bit cheaper, but there are a lot of little promos inside of it, as well as the Marnie autograph cards. You get a couple of copies of those inside of the Premium Collection as well, so it adds up very quickly in terms of value. If you're into all the stuff that it comes, the milk carton is a very cool collectible. Next up, we got ourselves Oliver Nguyen, who says, hey Jake, I've been thinking of getting a box of Tag Bolt or Dream League. These are Japanese booster boxes or Japanese sets. They came out in English in a couple of different ways. Do you think it's a good idea, or will you keep them sealed? Personally, Tag Bolt and Dream League are, I'd say, like 2 years old now. I would personally keep them sealed. I don't see a reason why you would crack them open. You're unlikely to get the full value out of opening up one of these older booster boxes. And all of the cards in Tag Bolt and Dream League, I think, are available in English, so you can just pick them up on the secondary market if you have a card that you're into. However, that does not mean I'm stopping you from cracking open a booster box. If you want to, you always have the option to crack it open, because you do get a lot of value from it simply out of enjoying the pack opening experience. If that's something that you're really into, if you like opening up booster packs, then be my guest. You always have the option to open up a booster box, even if the value proposition is against you. Don't take the value proposition as like the catch-all, right? I've opened up plenty of booster boxes just because I enjoy the set, not because I'm looking for a valuable card or something. And I usually don't get that bummed out because I enjoy pack opening so much. Just keep the booster boxes sealed. They look great on display. Next question, we got CP, who says, hey Jake, with all the Chilling Reign booster box prices dropping recently, do you think it would be good to pick up and hold on to some right now? Sure. Right now, Chilling Reign booster boxes are going for like $80, $90, which is super affordable. Booster boxes never really get much cheaper than that. If you're looking to pick up a booster box, just pick up 1 or 2 booster boxes for your collection. They look good, you can always crack them open later, and they don't really get much cheaper than that. That's a great price for a booster box. I'm not saying these booster boxes are going to go up in value. Who knows when that will happen. It is fairly new and it's very cheap. So those are safe options for you. If you're looking for something that's on the cheaper side, there's a ton of modern cheap booster boxes that could potentially climb. They might not, but even then, you're not probably losing much sleep over it just because of how affordable they are. And worst case scenario, you can always just resell it for pretty much the exact same price. Pokemon booster boxes are super liquid. There's always people looking to buy and sell them, so it's super easy to find a buyer anyway. Next question up, we got ourselves Meg Loves Pokemon, who says, hey Jake, these days I've been interested in buying every single Mimikyu card that I can find in PSA 10, and some cards are really expensive, already graded, and when they aren't, they are more affordable. Should I already buy them graded or risk it and buy them at market price? So this is a very long-winded question, but pretty much it ends up being saying, should you buy the cards already graded or should you buy them single? And there's no right or wrong answer. It just really depends on each individual card. For example, if a card is on the older side, let's say it's a card that was released 5 years ago, you're probably better off just buying it graded, just because there really aren't that many nice ungraded examples out there anymore. If they're nice ungraded examples, they probably have already been submitted by whichever collectors are out there. So the copies that are out there are more likely to be on the damage side, just because if it's nice, why would they be selling it? They would have graded it to increase the value anyway. So it doesn't make sense for them to be selling it, right? For a brand new card, if a card was released within the past 2 or 3 years, that's when you can start saying, okay, there's tons of copies of this card on the secondary market. It's very likely that they're all pretty much near mint. So those copies are the ones that I would say, yeah, you're probably safe just buying it ungraded just because they're just so abundant. But for older cards, you're just better off buying graded because there's just no reason why anyone would be selling a mint copy of like a Scream Mimikyu ungraded, right? That's a card that they would grade themselves no matter what. So that's why I would say just pick them up ungraded if they're really new and graded if they're on the older end. By the way, Mimikyu has a ton of really cool cards and is a fan favorite apparently, considering how new Mimikyu is, and I absolutely agree, Mimikyu is adorable. Next up we got Grandma. Hi Grandma. I love the E-Series and Neo Destiny and Genesis sets. Are the PSA 9 and 10 holos a good investment, or would you rather recommend to buy example like Evolving Sky Seal booster boxes if you want to make an investment? Oh man, that is a hard one. They're almost like night and day. You can't really compare like old vintage graded Pokemon cards with modern sealed products, right? They're completely different beasts. I would say the older graded Pokemon cards are actually slightly on the riskier side. If you look at graded Pokemon card market, they've dipped significantly in price over the past couple of months, but the sealed side has been pretty rock steady. A couple of dips, but not that much. And that's pretty much what you expect. If you're looking for something that is really safe, unlikely to really make any major waves in terms of price climbs or price dips, then you're probably looking to buy sealed products. If you're looking to, go for something that's a little bit riskier, gamble and root for your favorite Pokemon cards, then I would say go for the graded cards just because they're a little bit more risky. But if you have an absolute gem, then those cards can go up significantly in value whenever there's a huge wave of popularity. Next up, we got Kelvin Bennett, who says, hey Jake, as another Pikachu fan, I was wondering what your thoughts are on the newish Boss Pikachu promo cards. I think they look awesome, but don't know if spending $150 to $200 each is worth it. Oh man, this brings me back, okay? So the Boss Pikachu cards are a subset of the cosplay Pikachu cards where they were pretty much released where Pikachu would cosplay as the evil bosses from all the different regions. We got Team Rocket, Giovanni, we got Team Aqua, Team Magma, Team Plasma, like all the different teams. Pikachu would cosplay as one of the bosses and would pretend to be them. So that's why it's called Pretend Boss Pikachu. And there were a long line of these promos. I kid you not, Kelvin, I spent $80 to get the complete set sealed. Like the complete set sealed. I graded all the cards, pretty much got them all back as PSA 10. I love the set. So that would just brings you back to when I spent like $80 for this complete set, and now like each card alone is going for like $150 to $200. So I absolutely love that set. I actually sold that set sometimes last year at a charity auction. A portion of the value went to charity, and a portion of it I kept, and I used the money to pretty much purchase the house that I currently live in, which I think was just so important. But yeah, that really brings me back because those cards used to be so cheap, and now you're looking at how expensive they are. Would I say they're worth it? It's completely up to you. If you think that they're neat cards, and they are neat cards, then go ahead, pick them up. Don't buy cards just simply because you think like, man, this card's gonna do really, really well long term. Maybe that's something that you would enjoy in the back of your mind, but a lot of time I'm just picking up cards because I think they're neat, I want to root for them, and I worry that they're going to go up in value long term, so I buy them now to save myself money later because I know for sure I'm going to pick up these cards anyway, so I might as well pick them up when I think that they're at their most affordable. A lot of my collection I don't ever plan on selling. I always piece certain pieces of it. A lot of it's usually duplicates, but most of the stuff, like the things you see in the background, I never plan on really selling. These are things that I'm just going to continue to appreciate for the long run. Next up, we got Doodles in the Membrane, who says, hey, I've been looking at Misty and Lorelei full art since it never came out to English, and it's such an awesome full art from Tag Team. I would agree. If you're looking to pick it up, I highly recommend it because, you know, on the Japan side, they definitely have a lot more exclusive cards than English, and there were a nice portion of full art promos from the Tag Team era that never made their way to English. Misty and Lorelei is definitely one of them. So if you're looking to pick up some of these cards, highly recommend it. If you're looking to pick up Japanese products, this is a nice little throwaway as well, which is pick up products that have exclusive cards. That just makes it significantly better when it's not competing with English. The cards are great. They're not available in English, and that's usually one of the reasons why the sets would climb in value. Next up, we got Robbie D, who says, Jake, I have around 125 to 150 bulk cards I want to send off. I wanted to invest it back into my hobby, so is it possible to do that without ripping people off? Yes, tons of different ways. It sounds like you want to grade these cards, or you want to just auction them off or sell them. If you want to sell your Pokemon cards and you don't know what to price your cards at, you can always set up it auction style, like on eBay, where you can just let people bid on your Pokemon cards, give it a week, and whoever has the highest bid wins. It's a win-win scenario because you know for sure you can sell off your collection, and you know for sure that the person who wants it the most and who's willing to pay the most money for it is the person that's getting your collection. So it's a win-win. If you don't know what to price your Pokemon card at, and that's completely fair because it's a lot of work to go through and value 125 to 150 Pokemon cards. You can just put them up for auction. That's probably the easiest scenario so that you can get fair market value. Next up, you have You Can't Handle My Name, who says, hey Jake, I was thinking of picking up a BGS 8 base set unlimited Charizard for $500, but can't tell if I'm overpaying or not. Do you think this is a good buy at this price point? The vintage Pokemon market, especially for Charizard, has been an absolute roller coaster. So to give you some perspective, when Pokemon was at its absolute peak hype around a year and a half ago, I offered someone $1,500 for their PSA 8 copy of base set unlimited Charizard, and they refused. They would not go below $2,000. So it's insane to me that here you have someone who says, hey man, this is a BGS 8, which is the same as a PSA 8, going for $500. Just shows you how much the market has really changed. Now, to answer your question, do I think it's a good buy or not? It's really hard to say because of how roller coastery the market has been. Like I said, a year and a half ago, these cards were going for $1,500, $2,000, and now they're going for $500. So it completely depends on you as a collector. I personally think this is probably bottom of the barrel. I don't know if the vintage prices are really going to dip much more. That doesn't mean they're going to start climbing, but I don't know how much more they'll really dip. They've dipped quite a bit. They've dipped quite a bit. If you bought some Pokemon cards a year and a half ago at the peak, oh man, you're out a lot of money, and that's just the way it is. I personally would have not recommend buying vintage Pokemon cards at that specific point in time, but it is what it is. Perhaps another wave of popularity will come to the hobby. Who really knows? Next up, we got I Am a Dinosaur 007. Where do I even start for someone who just started collecting? That is an excellent question. I get it all the time. Just because if you're a returning Pokemon card collector, or if you're someone that's brand new to the hobby, there's just so many products out there, so many different cards. There's tens of thousands of Pokemon cards. Where do you even start? I would say take a step back. Don't try to collect everything. You're not going to be able to collect everything. It's just impossible. There's no way around it. Don't try to collect everything. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to pretty much figure out what kind of niche do you want to start collecting in, and what kind of collector do you want to be. If you have just one Pokemon card inside of your collection, you're a Pokemon card collector. You don't need something fancy. Don't feel like you need to collect 1,000 Charizards. Don't feel like you need to collect graded Pokemon cards to become considered a true Pokemon card collector or something. If you have one common card inside of your collection, you're a Pokemon card collector. That's all it really takes. So you have to sort of figure out what kind of area do you want to collect in. What do you enjoy? You know, do you like sealed products? Do you like having a cool shiny display case? Do you want a binder full of colorful Pokemon cards? Or do you have a specific Pokemon that you just absolutely love and you want to become like the best collector in that specific Pokemon? So it just depends on who you are as a Pokemon card collector. Don't feel like you need to collect everything. You know, that's, I would say, is the hardest approach. You're just going to get overwhelmed, confused. There's just too much out there. Pick a Pokemon, pick a type of card, pick an era, pick a type of sealed products, whatever it is. Pick something and try to learn a little bit of something from that portion of the hobby until you start to expand and expand, and you'll start to learn what kind of collector you are and what you enjoy collecting in the long term. So yeah, that'd be my advice. Take a step back. Don't feel like you have to soak in everything, because you're not going to be able to. There's just too much. Find one Bulbapedia article on one specific Pokemon card. Learn everything you can about it. If you think it's super cool, collect it. That's all there really is to it. All right, buddy, that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then consider joining up for my membership. It's like $2.99. And so you're practically buying me a coffee, which I really appreciate. And I always reply and read members' comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.